Good morning, everyone. Today we use this chance to discuss rational and irrational numbers. As you might know that actually in the most of the time in your middle school math study, the number you face are real numbers. Besides that, we could have complex number based on imaginary numbers, but it is another topic. For a real number, actually, it can be classified into two types of numbers further: rational numbers and irrational numbers. But how to distinguish these two types of numbers? Actually, let's go back to real numbers. Real number, we can consider all the real numbers as just decimals. We already know that all the numbers has their numbering systems. The most commonly used is decimal number system. Besides that, we could also have some binary, hexadecimal, and so on. But they are just small branches. For decimals, it is a representation of real numbers. Okay. Then for decimal, there must be a decimal point, right? Left side, if we ignore the signals, left side is the integer part. The right side of the decimal point, decimals. They compose together as decimals or real numbers. Rational numbers and irrational numbers is just how we consider these decimals. Actually, all the decimals that has periodic numbers or repeating numbers, we call it rational. For example, 1.3333 and so on, repeatingly. We can also represent it in this way: 1.3 bar, meaning this number 3 is repeating following on infinity. So this number, we consider it rational number. And of course, if it is not repeating but terminated, it is also a rational number. For example, it is 2.5. 2.5. And it is rational. And if we copy the repeating definition, it is also okay. We can imagine that it is just 2.5, 0, 0, 0, 0, so on. It is also repeating, right? Okay, so these two cases of the decimals are rational numbers. And of course, in the other side, if it is not repeating, we call it irrational numbers. For example, here it is not repeating, but extend to infinity. We know that this number is named, we give a special name of this, it is pi. Another we look at rational and irrational numbers is fractions. Okay, actually, all the rational numbers can be written as a fraction, composed by numerator over denominator. Both numerator and denominator are integers. Okay, by this format, the result must be a repeating decimal. Okay, otherwise it is irrational numbers. Okay, I just gave an example of irrational number. It is pi. We also have Euler number, or E, 2.7182, and so on. It is also a very famous irrational number. And beside that, all the root number, for example, square root number, are also irrational numbers. 1, 4, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, and so on. Not repeating, but to infinity. Okay, so this is another type of irrational number. So based on this description, we can easily classify a rational number, a irrational number, based on the definition of decimal. We can also see that rational number is very easy to handle, because even the number decimal format is infinity, we can change it to fraction format. But irrational number is very hard to handle. We have to use some signals here or some special letters like pi or E. Okay, this is what we learned today. Thank you.